G'day guys, welcome to another layout. This one is another quick one. I wanted to do a layout. I've had a few people asking me if I do layouts that don't involve lots of mixed media. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to do this. Now, the reason I chose this paper pad, this one is called, it's by COLORBOK. And it is, let me see if I can find the page. COLORBOK marble cardstock, and it's 12 by 12. Now, the reason I chose this one is because I've had this in my collection forever. I can't remember when I bought it. It was that long ago. So I'm going for a big stash dive, basically. But the reason I did this is because I saw this particular colour pad on the Crazy Craft Obsession website as a new product. So if you like this paper pad, you can actually get it, you can still buy it. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to use it. It's old for me, but you can still buy it new. So bonus. This particular colour pad has got all different marble effects in it, and it's like a rainbow of colours. Some brighter, some more muted. So it works for a range of different things. Excuse me. Now, I have pulled out my Creative Memories 1.5 inch punch. It just takes the guesswork out, guys. If you don't have a punch, don't panic. You can do this with a ruler and scissors. You can do this with punches. You can do this with your trimmer. You can even put it in your Cricut if you want to, or your Silhouette, or your brother, like scan and cut. Like there's 1,000 different ways. You might even have a die that you like you could do this with. But I decided that I just wanted to do a super simple layout, getting right back to basics, nothing fancy, and see how it turns out. So I absolutely love it, to be quite honest with you. The pictures that I have chosen are a couple of photos of Angela when she's my middle child for any of my new people here, and I've got 3 girls, and my middle child, she used to love making forts and cubby houses, and she used to love doing that, especially during the day when Taylor was at school and she was at home and I had the daycare kids and all that sort of thing. And yeah, she used to love creating little cubby houses, and she'd make these little cubbies with blankets and all, you know, like all kids do. And she'd make them tiny for her. And then she'd try and get me to get into them. And she'd say, come on, Mama, come on. And I'm like, I can't fit in there. Now, how do I explain this? So it was one of those things. And this particular set of photos really spoke to me. And I thought, oh, I really need to scrap that, because she obviously doesn't make forts and cubby houses now. You know, she's 15 now. So it's one of those moments. But the only tool that I'm using to my advantage is my T-square ruler. You can pick these up for like $4.50. They are not expensive. It's not an expensive tool. But if you're like me and you have OCD on some level, I used to scrap all my stuff like this, okay? Going back years ago, I would always do perfect symmetry. Everything had to be duplicated left and right or up and down. Like, it always had to be perfectly measured. I have since let go of that a lot in my layouts, but when I'm doing something like this, I need my T-square ruler. It's got to be straight. If you make it crooked on purpose, that's different. But when it comes to color blocking, you need to have it straight. That's just me. And you know what? I could have quite easily just butted these up to each other, got one line straight, butted them up to edge, and it would have been fine. But I wanted that slight little gap in between. You know, like when you see tiles and you have a grout line? That's what I was going with. So this page comes together super quick. The longest part of this for me was doing the pen work at the end. And the reason I did some pen work at the end is because that is how I used to always scrap. I used to always just use my papers, never used mixed media, never I did used to have stickers, and I would, integrate them a little bit, but to be fair, I really don't use my stickers very much anymore at all. And that's not to say they're not great, and that's not to say you shouldn't use them. It's just the evolution of my scrapbooking, to be completely honest with you. And I absolutely love how this page turned out. Now, I did trim the sides down just to even it up, and I wanted my border. So I went around and I put my border down. Now, you may have noticed when I was doing the squares, and yes, they're uneven on both sides for a reason, and I'm going to show you why. The reason I did them sort of I don't know if you guys, depending where you are in the world, we have a game here and it's called the brick game, and it's just blocks, and you just like slot the blocks in, and they're all uneven, and you've got to sort of beat the either the phone or the computer, whatever you're using it on. And that's what I had in the back of my head when I was doing this. So I didn't want the lines to all be going the same way. I wanted them to go different directions. And I think so far it's working. The reason I chose those three colours is because Angela's wearing pink, the blanket is purple, and the tables are a blue and a blue-green, like a teal colour. So now this set of thickers, this is something else I've been asked. So I'm adding this into this video. How do I make your titles if I don't have a Cricut? This is a simple way of doing it. Now, I actually received these stickers just before Christmas last year, and for some reason, these are PINKFRESH Studio stickers. They're PINKFRESH Studio Keeping It Real Alphas. Now, I got these, and for some reason, as I peel them off, the sticky is staying on the plastic and not coming off on the thicker. I've no idea why. I store all of my thickers and lettering stickers that I use. They are all stored. None of them are in the sun. They are all always stored the same way, and I've never had an issue with this before. But for some reason, can you see how the sticky is still left on the plastic? So I've had to actually glue them all down, which is really disappointing. I've got to say, really disappointed with that. PINKFRESH is normally way up there with their stickers and all of their products. But this particular one, it just didn't want to play the game. So I tried several different ways of peeling it off, and it made no difference. I could not get the sticky stuff to stay on the thicker. So, on the alpha, I should say. They're not actually thickers. They're PINKFRESH Studio Alphas. So, anyway, moving on. I got over that. Just glued them down. No big deal. So, this is how I was hoping... Yeah, I do move it into the... This is how I create an offset on an alpha or a sticker or a thicker if I'm using that as an option instead of using my Cricut. This is how easy it is. So you can create the same sort of similar looking title to what I do on the Cricut, and you can do it on just like this. It's just using some scrap white cardstock, and simply, look, I'll be honest with you, these Tim Holtz mini snips make this job super simple because they've got a little bit of... I've been trying to work out how I can articulate why I love them so much. They have a serrated side. Now, some people like that, some people don't. The reason I like that is because it gives you more control when you're cutting. You can literally stop a lot easier and you don't overshoot the mark. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're trying to cut something and then whoops, you slip and you cut into the product that you're actually trying to cut out, and you cut it and you can't fix it. So that's why I love these ones the most, and I also love them because they've got nice soft handles. Now, I'm using my Uniball Signo Broad pen. It is 1.0, 1.0, is that what we call it? 1.0. It's a pigment ink. I buy mine from Officeworks. I have purchased my black ones, my fine ones, from Amazon AU, and the price was quite it was pretty comparable. But the reason I love these ones, see how bright white it stays on black. That is an effect that I absolutely love, and I figure you guys would probably love it too. I like to use my actual sewing machine, but sometimes I just prefer the process of zoning out and just doing the faux stitching marks. And it's just, there's something sort of there's something sort of cathartic about doing it. I absolutely love it. It's really good. Now, I'm literally, these are the only things I use. I do come in, I got to the end of this and went, you know what, I'm happy with that. But because it's for YouTube, I went, I might be happy with it, but if I'm asking you guys to spend your valuable time watching my videos, I've got to take it up to the next level. That's my theory. Sometimes a layout just comes together quickly and it just works, and it just is what it is. It's just a quick layout, you know. But for me personally, I like to give you bang for buck. If I'm asking you to spend your time watching my videos as opposed to somebody else's, which I cannot express enough how much I really appreciate you guys doing that. And that is what gives me, and I haven't talked about this for a little while, but that is what gives me the income to be able to do my giveaways and to restock my supplies with not only the new stuff, but restock things like tape runners and glue. And, you know, I've said this before and I'll continue to say it. It takes a lot to do the layouts that I do. It takes, and you know this, you know how much it takes for you guys to do your layouts. So it takes a lot of supplies and it takes a lot of money. So, of course, you know, I put all the money into it myself, but by you guys watching my videos and watching the majority of the video and allowing me to do pop some ads at the front or the back or however YouTube does it, but all my ads are skippable. And I did want to reiterate this because if you're new to my channel, you probably haven't been over to my Facebook group to see the little spiel that I put up just before Christmas, where I asked you guys and I came to the decision that if I was going to continue being able to bring you literally 6 layouts a week, whether they are double page layouts, single page layouts, whatever, I needed to create an income source for myself. So in order to do that, I have monetized my channel to the point that you can skip all the ads. There are no ads at this point that you can't skip or cross out of if you're on your phone or anything like that. But those ads are what continues to pay for more supplies, for me to be able to bring you creative ways to use the current brand new papers, collections, stickers, products. I mean, Luna paste, there's one. I have bought a lot of Luna paste. I have, but I know that I'm going to use it. And these things are not shelf stable forever. Like, they do dry out. Products do dry out and you do need to continue to replace them. But Luna paste at this point I have not had any issue with. And yeah, so this one, I just wanted to let you guys know that. So this is, I've just added some little crystals on there. These are the ones that I got from AliExpress from ALINA Crafts. And look at the sparkle, they're just absolutely gorgeous. I love them. And they're the cheaper version that I use sometimes on my channel, but I do also use the PINKFRESH Studio ones as well. Those bling, oh, they're pretty as well. So there you go, guys. That is my layout. Thank you so much for watching. I know this one is a super quick one and it's very simple, but sometimes we need simple pages in our layouts too. We can't do full on 24/7 or your album just is too overwhelming to even look through. So thanks so much for watching. I will be back with another video tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching and I'll chat to you soon. Bye for now, guys.